Yo, what's up guys? Mr. Sparkles is Jed here. I'm deciding to do a live video, so get ready for this cringe. But as you guys can see by the title, it is, are the Seahawks good or are they bad? Now, currently the Seahawks record is 4-1, which is a good record. It's almost undefeated. So, they have a good record, but the problem is their wins haven't been so good, I would say. Okay, so let's cover the games first, and then I'll talk about my honest opinion on are the Seahawks good or bad. And I'm a Seahawks fan, so expect a little bias towards them, but I'll try to be unbiased as possible. So let's first cover the games. So, week 1, it was a home game against the Bengals. We won that 21-20. Okay, week 2, it was a road game against the Steelers. We won 20-26. Week 3 was a home game against the Saints. We lost 27-33. Week 4 was a road game against the Cardinals. We won 27-10. And week 5 was a home game against the Rams. We won 30-29. Okay, so let's go through each week in detail, and then I'll give my opinion. Okay, so week 1 was the game against the Bengals where we barely won at home, 21-20. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure 95% of people agree with me on this. The Bengals are the worst team in the AFC North, and we almost lost to them week 1. And I think on top of my head, we gave Andy Dalton 418 passing yards and I think two TDs, which is really good for Andy Dalton. He never puts up those stats. Now, granted, he did throw, I think, 51 passes, which is quite a lot for a quarterback. So he did have a bunch of attempts. I think he only made like 35 of them, so his passing percentage wasn't the best, but still 418 yards is 418 yards. So the Bengals almost won on the road, so that wasn't too bright for us. Now, week 2 was the road game against the Steelers, where we won 28-26. Now, you may be thinking, well, isn't that good? You beat the Steelers on the road. Yes, they don't have Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell anymore, but, it's still the Steelers. They have kind of a tough place to play in. But the problem with that game is, I think it was the second quarter, like towards the very end, so pretty much at the very end of the first half, Big Ben got injured. The Steelers quarterback got injured, and there was a controversial call at the end where the Steelers, on their final drive, should have turned, basically, the quarterback, I can't remember what the quarterback's name is, but it was the backup quarterback, threw the ball, and one of the Seahawks players kind of touched the back of his arm, and they were saying it was a fumble, but the commentators and most people agreed it was a forward pass that was incomplete, but they ruled it a fumble, which the Seahawks recovered, so they were able just to knee the ball out. Now, still, I just want to say, there was 30 seconds left on the clock at that point, or something like that, so it would have been still very hard for the Steelers to win, but, they at least still had a chance. So we got kind of lucky, and also the Steelers didn't even have their strong quarterback. Now, at home, we got embarrassed by the Saints. Absolutely embarrassed. We lost 33-27. And you're probably saying, well, that's not a horrible score. The problem is, Drew Brees didn't really play in that game. So, Teddy Bridgewater embarrassed our team at home. So, now granted, the Saints still have a very good team without Teddy Bridgewater. And our offense played pretty good, but our defense, that's just not acceptable. Now, in my opinion, this is the only win you can't really trash talk Seahawks for. We went on the road and beat the Cardinals, which aren't a really good team, but we won 27-10. So that's a good win for us. I'm not going to really go in depth about that because we won. And our final game, week 5, we won 30-29 against the Rams, and the Rams weren't injured or anything. And they have a really good kicker, but a 48-yard field goal for the Rams to win the game. maybe the best kicker in the league misses the kick. So people say we got lucky because they missed the kick. Now, personally, I'm going to go in depth and say if I think the Seahawks are good or bad. Now, in my opinion, a win's a win. And that's kind of what Seahawks fans say. A win's a win. Sorry. I'm personally not complaining. I still think the Seahawks are good. Now, we've been playing good offense. In all our games this year, we got 25 plus points. Except for the very first game where we scored 21. So 20 plus points every game. So our offense has been playing good. And what's good about this season is we usually start off with a really bad record, but we're starting off 4-1 this year. That's good for the Seahawks as we usually play horrible the first half and then we play amazing the second half. So hopefully the Seahawks just play good year round. Now we haven't been playing the best football yet, but I see the problem and I already see it. It's the Seahawks defense. Now the Seahawks gave up 20 points, which is a decent amount, especially against the Bengals. We gave up 26 points against the Steelers, which is still pretty bad, and they didn't even have their starting quarterback for half the game. We give up 33 points against the Saints with Teddy Bridgewater playing the whole game. And then the defense finally played good against the Cardinals, but it's the Cardinals, their offense is garbage. So that we didn't really prove much in that game. And we should have gave up 32 points against the Rams, but they missed a kick. And still 29 points is still a lot of points to give up. So I'm going to say in my conclusion, the Seahawks are still a good team. Our offense is on fire right now. We just had our best offensive game last week. But it's just the defense that needs to get their stuff together. And hopefully Seahawks' defense is finally getting groove. Now, I say we are doing pretty good because the Seahawks' defense is definitely been getting worse and worse, and it's really sad. Sorry, I have a little paper giving me my notes. But yeah, in conclusion, the Seahawks' offense is playing good. The defense is playing bad. So I'm expecting a great season from the Seahawks, as usually the whole team, usually around like week 9, 10, it's when they start getting really good. But what's different about this year is the offense started off playing really good, and our offense is carrying us to win so far. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think my predictions is we might lose a game or two because of our defense, but around week 9 or 10, our defense is still going to get aggressive. And since we already had a good start to the season, we're hopefully going to week 10 about 7-3. We have a pretty tough schedule coming up. I mean, we're playing the Browns, Ravens. I can't remember past that, but so 7-3, and then our defense will be really good. Our offense will stay on fire. We'll finish the season. I'm just gonna make the final prediction right now. We'll finish the season at 12-4. That's my final prediction. We'll lose one game out of 6. On the final 6 games, we'll only lose one game. So that's my predictions. So in very last conclusion, I think the Seahawks are good, and I think we're going to get even better later. All right, thank you guys for watching. This is Mr. Sparkles, and peace.